Hello everybody, my name is Erinda Lika. I'm Deputy Rector of Agriculture University of Tirana. We are very pleased to be part in this very important day event, Veterinary Day, and as a representative person of Veterinary Medicine faculty of Agriculture University, I'm going to make a brief presentation about responses to coronavirus COVID-19. So the issues that I'm talking about are related with Agriculture University of Tirana, overview of some issues facing higher education institution in Albania during and after the pandemic situation, Albanian higher education response to COVID-19, and challenges of higher education under coronavirus pandemic situation. So, Agriculture University of Tirana is the only university and it is the most significant center of education, research, training and advice in agriculture and environment. Actually, it is a leading university and a reference point in research in agriculture, rural development, veterinary, forestry and biotechnology. Our university has 5 faculties: Faculty of Agriculture and Environment, of Veterinary Medicine, Faculty of Forestry Science, Faculty of Economy and Agrobusiness, Faculty of Food Biotechnology, and it has also one institution that is called Institute of Genetic Resources. Our university offers very different study programs like Bachelor Study Program, Master Science, Master Professional Study Program, Doctoral Study PhD programs, and some connected knowledges. Our focus in our days is based on 3 main pillars: on teaching, research, extension, and services for the third parties. And regarding the Albanian higher education responses to coronavirus COVID-19, it is clear that this pandemic has completely disrupted the education system from its traditional development. And the pandemic also threatens to significantly alter nearly every aspect of university life. All the outbreak of the coronavirus has become a major disruption of higher education institution in Albania, cancelling in-person classes and moving to online-only lectures. All these concerns extends to the financial future of higher education institution in a time of considerable financial instability. Higher education in Albania is a system totally based on classroom teaching, actually, and since March 2020, all Albanian universities have been closed and they have developed online teaching. The conditions and economic level makes it very difficult for students to have equal access to online learning. And during this pandemic situation, for monitoring the education process and the teaching infrastructures for online teaching, we have prepared a questionnaire based on some questions from which we provide very important information to evaluate the education process during this pandemic situation. Some of the questions were: what are the tools you use to attend online learning? From which places do you attend online lectures? Do you think online learning is more flexible for you? Do you have internet at home to connect to online learning? Do you think it's time now to come back to auditor? And as you can see, the diagrams presented at the slide, the responses are related with the tools that were frequently used is telephone. The places when the online lectures were followed on were home places most frequently, and so on. And the most useful platform resulted Zoom, comparing with Google Meet, Google Classroom, WebEx, Skype, and Microsoft Teams. And to make a summary of all of the experience that we had during this pandemic situation, we evaluate the accessibility to technology, computer literacy, the students' reaction and the students' possibility to follow the online lectures and lack of essential online qualities of lectures, difficulties for some special modules, and we concluded that the lack of access for economic and logistic reasons has excluded some eligible students from the course, and this is a sign of rural and lower socioeconomic areas, and in some remote areas it was difficult for students to get the internet. Both students and lecturers were not so much familiar with the new system and did not possess the necessary level of computer knowledge in order to function successfully in online environment. Also, our academic staff was not totally trained and prepared for online learning. Mostly of them were not able to compensate the lack of physical presence by creating a supportive environment in this virtual classroom where all the students feel comfortable. And regarding the students, an online method of education can be a highly effective alternative medium of education for the mature. However, this places greater responsibility on the students, and our students sometimes were not well organized and self-motivated. But for some special modules, we have to emphasize that even with enthusiasm for online programs, some subjects should not be taught online because the electronic medium does not permit the best method of instruction. Examples include medicine and veterinary, biotechnology and human medicine, for example, or agronomy, that it is part of our university's programs. And actually, the current state, all the campus are closed, the learning process is all taking place, and in May 2021 we can switch to the hybrid system after the second phase of vaccination against COVID-19. The anti-COVID regulation has been already prepared and approved in Senate, and with precise definitions for each category. All learning facilities are prepared and ready for the return of students to the auditorium by implementing, of course, the anti-COVID measures. So, our challenges regarding the coronavirus pandemic has presented Agriculture University as well as other higher education institutions with many challenges and putting unique pressures on the higher education mission in Albania. And in this regard, it is necessary that higher education system to make sustainable and to make sustain the mission as crucial factor today. Also, it is very important to prepare for the unknown situation, to be prepared to deliver the effective learning and teaching, to be prepared to find the alternative and how best to support students during online courses, and also to be prepared to ensure sustaining the financial resources for university activities. What it is imperative is that schools are closed, and now what? Each university must prepare a comprehensive strategy to meet these challenges, to invest more in digital infrastructure, to use the digital infrastructure as a risk mitigation, to provide the high-speed internet access for each category, to put the students at the center of the experience, to elevate need for academic and non-academic support. What it is recommended in this situation, even summer school is an old-fashioned but possibly very useful and a way to help students to get back on track. That's why it is a good recommendation in this pandemic situation. Broaden internet access, more investments to provide internet access and connectively in students' homes, and to, if the coronavirus pandemic continues later into the year, one of the way to address the very real equity concern is to fund tutoring for students who fall behind. So this was more or less some of the challenges that we have faced during this pandemic situation. We are very grateful to be part of this great day of Veterinary Day, and we really hope that this pandemic situation ends soon, and then we can make these important events physically and not virtually. So we are looking forward to see you in Tirana in future cooperation and in our joint projects. And again, congratulations, and we really hope to see you physically soon.